Sri Lanka, where there appears to be more trouble in terms of how the country will have to go about dealing with the fuel shortages. Because one of the aspects that's been very badly and very terribly hit is public transport. That's now come to a virtual standstill owing to the island nation's receding fuel supplies. The country is left with less than a day's amount of fuel, and Sri Lankan Energy Minister has said that the nation's petrol reserves are limited to just about 4,000 tons. And the next petrol shipment is expected only on the 22nd or the 23rd of July. That's well over 16 days away. The cash-strapped nation has already announced a 2-week halt of all fuel sales except for essential services to save petrol and diesel for emergencies last week. And amidst the deepening crisis, Sri Lanka's President Gotabaya Rajapaksa dialed the Russian President Vladimir Putin seeking some credit from Russia to import fuel, as the country has now exhausted its foreign reserves altogether, making it extremely hard for them to import even basic essential supplies such as food and medicines. In a tweet, the Lankan president said that his talks with his Russian counterpart were pretty productive. The duo discussed about strengthening bilateral relations as well. While the island nation continues to struggle with acute fuel shortages, the helpless citizens have changed their mode of transportation, with residents hitting the roads on bicycles.
මම මේට කලින් වැට ගිය වාහනේ දැන් මේ රටේ තියෙන ඉන්ධන අර්බුදය නිසා ඒක හමුවේ ඉන්ධන ලබා ගන්න විදියක් ඇත්තෙම නැහැ. ඉන්ධන ලබා ගන්න දවස් 3-4ක්වත් පොලිමේ සිටිය යුතුයි. ඉතින් මට ඒක කරන්න බෑ. හැමදාම වැඩට යන කෙනෙක් හැටියට මම හිතුවා මම බයිසිකලේ වැඩට යනකොට තමයි සුදුසුම දේ.
Adding to the island nation's woes, Lanka's central bank has also warned 80% inflation and a painful recession. The country has raised its interest rates by 1 percentage point, marking the second sharp hike in the last 3 months. And Lanka's deposit rate now stands at about 14.5%, while its lending rate stands at about 15.5%. And officials have said that the hike was aimed at containing the runaway prices that were forecast to rise by almost about 80% by this year's end and reduce any build-up of demand pressures in the shattered economy. Meanwhile, the anti-government clamour continues to grow as hundreds of protesters gathered near the Parliament building in Colombo to launch their alleged final push of the struggle to topple the incumbent government. The Lankan authorities used water cannons and tear gas shells to disperse the agitating crowd. This as Lanka is presently reeling under unprecedented economic crisis. Months-long shortages of fuel, power, food and other items have forced people to stand in unending queues for several days and hours. And even the Lankan doctors have said that the entire health system is at the brink of collapse. Rajapaksa's various moves, including securing financial support from India and China, have failed to end the island nation's woes. The nation that announced bankruptcy earlier this week is now eyeing at a possible $3 billion bailout package by the International Monetary Fund to end its mounting troubles. And also my colleague Dasuni Athauda has been tracking this story very closely for us and has sent us this report from Colombo. Listen it.
Sri Lanka's Central Bank Governor Nandalal Weerasinghe, speaking at the Monetary Policy Review meeting today, revealed that Sri Lanka's foreign currency reserves currently stand at only just a little over $1.7 million US. That's not all. He also said that the current headline inflation experienced in the country, which is at 50%, is expected to rise to a staggering 70% in the coming months, warning that the current economic crisis is projected to only become worse in the coming few months here in Sri Lanka. For months on end, many of Sri Lankans have been protesting for days and weeks on end at the Presidential Secretariat and other locations, demanding for President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the Rajapaksa-led government to promptly step down. Stay with WION as we bring you the very latest. Reporting from Colombo, I'm Dasuni Athauda.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.